Hey girl, do you love ruthless capitalism? Then you're gonna love today's episode. Hello and welcome to Laugh Cry DIY. I am your host, Katie, and here's something you should know about me. I love money and I hate working hard for it. Now, as you may have seen in a recent video in which I painstakingly restored a mid-century credenza, click here, I liked the making money part of that project, but I hated the working hard part of that project. But now that I've got a taste of furniture flipping, I'm an absolute monster and I want all the monies. So yesterday I had a brilliant idea. What if I could go to the thrift store and find a really quick, easy piece of furniture to flip for a quick profit? And that's why it's so important to speak your truth to the universe so that it can manifest into existence. Because this is what I found. Okay, so I just came across this, and this is like the perfect possible thing to flip. Okay, so this is amazing because these pieces pop up so easily. It's super light, but it's also a pretty decent sized piece, and it's $14. So like I said, this piece is absolutely perfect. These just flip right up. That means they're very, very easy to make over. So let's take this queen apart and start the makeover. Step one, we're wiping her down. I am going to spray paint this little cutie gold. Why? Because we're basic. And as I've said before, it's always better to spray paint on cardboard than a drop cloth so it doesn't stick to your material. I'm just gonna hit this with a 120 sanding block. Guys, do they make 420 sanding paper? Tight. Okay. Also, these pieces are easy to paint, but they can be a little bit tricky because don't forget that there's 4 sides to every story here. So you wanna make sure to sand all 4 sides. I'm not gonna lie, if this was just something I was keeping, I would not go to all this work. But because I'm gonna sell this to somebody else, you know, and really I care more about other people than myself, and that's something I just need to personally work on through crafts. All right, it's scuffed. Are you happy, Dad? Are you happy, America? Ugh. All right, I'm straight up just gonna spray this down with a hose to rinse it off to make sure that all particles are gone and we have a nice, beautiful, clean slate. I'm also gonna wipe down these boards, although since I don't know if it's like particle board or compressed, whatever, I'm gonna make sure to not get any exposed parts wet. By the way, I meant to mention this in the intro, but this particular furniture piece is a great piece to flip because it is a multifunctional piece of furniture. It's like a console table, a vanity, like a shelf, little mini bookcase. So that means that there are more options to sell it because it has more uses. Now is the time to prime this. And I'm always trying to improve my skills as a DIYer. So I've just been watching a lot of videos on how to spray paint properly because I don't know about you, I always get drips. So I saw this technique that this guy did and it looks insane, but I think it's exactly what you're supposed to do. And that is a lot of a really short bursts about 10 inches away. Alrighty, I hit her with a second coat of primer and I'm gonna let this dry for like an hour before I go in with the actual gold spray paint. All right, primer is dry and I did sand a little bit and repaint over one part, and now it is gold spray paint time. This is my favorite gold spray paint. It is Rustoleum metallic finish, and of all the gold spray paints, it's my favorite because it's the perfect kind of shiny gold. It's not too yellow, it's not too copper. It's just a dream. I feel like I keep spraying just the air, but oh well. I really just get sweatier and sweatier every single episode. Okay, so while we wait for the gold paint to dry between coats, what are we gonna do with these lovely little ladies? Well, let me tell you. The universe works in mysterious ways, because before I went to the thrift store yesterday, I went to Target, and in their little cheapy $3, $5 section, they had some fun contact paper prints. Now, obviously, I'm a contact paper hoe. If you haven't seen my entire contact paper kitchen cabinet makeover, click here. And so usually when I see cool contact paper, I just buy it because I know I'm gonna use it somehow. And this is what I saw yesterday. Contact paper that is a Dalmatian spot design. This is very, very popular right now. I think that it could look real fun and sassy if we do this pattern on the doors. Shelf, wood, drawer. It's gonna be a table that's Dalmatian print in gold. There's also a very popular trend right now to spray paint stuff gold like that and to do marble contact paper, but actually that is so popular that a lot of people are selling a version of that. So I thought I would do this to mix it up, make it a little different, add some pizzazz to someone's life. And that might not be your style, but let me tell you, there is a tween somewhere that is gonna beg her mom for this, and or some fun girls in their 20s who wanna sass up their apartment. So we are going to contact paper these boards. You just wanna unpeel the first inch, and that'll give you your start, and then from there you can keep unpeeling and smoothing as you go. The key to contact paper is patience and very loud noises. All right, so I've got that first inch peeled back, and I'm just gonna start and go all the way down. Okay, flip her over. Ooh. Come on. And I am using my credit card to flatten this. And if you think you're gonna steal my credit card info, joke's on you, because all my money is in offshore accounts. And by offshore accounts, I mean in-sync memorabilia. She's beautiful and undamaged, oh my God. Can you imagine being beautiful and undamaged? Whew, okay. Number two. Number two is looking beautiful. And obviously, if you wanted to, this is like the easiest design. You could just paint on something. But since I had the contact paper, I was like, let's make life easy for once. Alrighty, so I've seen some people do like epic contact paper countertops and cover it with polyurethane, water-based polyurethane, which fortunately I have. But I still feel slightly afraid, so I'm actually just gonna test it on a portion on the back and let that dry, and if it looks good, then we'll do it on the front. Minwax, polyurethane, water-based, oil modified. Guys, science is out of control. We gotta chill out. And we're back, and the polyurethane dried just fine, so I am just gonna hit it with a coat on each, and we should be good. All right, so we have the shelves and the polyurethane dried. We finished our coats of gold spray paint on the frame. And people, we are making history on this channel because we are experiencing our first ever moment of joy. Because as I was finishing spray painting gold, I noticed some little fine print on the can, always read the fine print, that said, do not coat with a clear coat. And I was like, that can't be right, because there's always more steps that I have to do that I don't want to do, right? And then I ran to the hardware store for something else, and I asked them about it, and they said, correct. If it's gold and metallic, do not put a clear coat on, because a clear coat apparently contains acetone, which eats through metallic finishes, which means that I am done. Are you ready for your final reveal? Ah. I mean, is that not the cutest, instant, drastic transformation ever? So I'm gonna get her listed and we will see how much we can get for her. So, how did I do with my little experiment? Pretty freaking amazing. In 24 hours, I bought the piece, I flipped the piece, I listed the piece, and then hours later, I sold it. Technically, they picked it up 2 days later, but I sold it for a total of $60, which if you minus the $15 I paid for it is $45. Numbers don't matter, I sold it. So I could not be happier with how this experiment went. It also taught me to trust my intuition because who bought it? A girl in her 20s. So thank you for following me on this flipping journey. If you guys liked this, like the video. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. And if you were inspired to flip a piece of furniture on your own, then you should know that I didn't sign up to be a role model, okay? Bye.